Welcome back to Timberborn and our Oasis playthrough. Also, it's the experimental, if you remember rightly. And this experimental is for the version 1 release, which might be, within the next 3 months, maximum 6 months. We don't know when they're going to release it. So obviously, remember that these are out 3 times a week. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Check out pigstheory.com and that'll make sure you know what's coming up from that. Anyway, without further ado, let's. Apparently, I'm getting all these. It looks as if something in the background they're actually giving these little achievement things, and just as I started before I started the recording, I had about 10 come up. You've done 100 beavers, this, that, and the other, or whatever else. So it's like, okay, they're obviously doing these in now. So. Where do we want to start now? I was just trying to think now. We've blocked this off, so there's, we got more water there. I just started doing some of this. This has been got better now, so that's pretty good. Obviously, we could blast down here and actually re-engineer this to actually be a bit closer, or do something like that. But I don't want to go too far. We've got this one that we just started from last time, so we'll carry on with that. It would have been nice to get the zip line into there, but yeah, I suppose we could do. We've got a new place to live. We've given our beavers a new place to live, so that's good. Not a great deal of food. I'm going to have to be very careful of this food situation. I think there was an update in here. Maybe I was wrong. I'm not too sure. So I fiddled with this to be able to open this up when bad water to suck it out. But we've not contaminated any beavers as far as I'm aware. So that's pretty good. We've now got a lot of wheat that's coming in. So we need to. Oh, there's another one. Like I said, I don't know whether they're actually updating the information in the background, which could happen. I need to get more water. That's the Achilles heel at this precise moment. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to build our second, because we just can't. I can't get now really enough water. Obviously, I want to change these to potentially larger ones, which will do. This needs is treated planks. Now we've got enough treated planks, we've got enough gears, and then it's logs. And now I've got 1,800 in logs, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. And I've got 17 unemployed, so I might as well build the one, and that'll get that. I could do the large. We've got the metal. Again, I've got the gears and I've got the planks, so it may pay to empty this. Let's go into here. Let's go into here. Just to get rid of this, so I can start to think about how I'm going to get this done. I'm just going on a second speed here. We've got a lot of obviously the zip lines going through. Let's think about getting this going again, and this, because this will help us going over the map as well. So it'll help me to get here to go through here, because obviously you need to be able to firstly get there before you can actually build any sort of extension like a zip line or anything like that. So that's a problem here. I've obviously built this from last time, so I'll do that just so I can get over and get the connection into there, and then decide how we're doing this. Now I did say the last time that I need to, as you can see, I've already built this one. I'm going to do it, extend this and build this out here. All this will obviously take time. and do that. Because I want to take this down. The reason why I want to take this down because I want another wheel. Because bearing in mind that the ones that are on the map, oh, this only takes 200. And my apologies there. This takes 200, but the ones that we have to do take 400. But obviously, that's running this. It won't be enough to run. It's best to get an extra one just in case. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's why I'm having it for. We've got plenty of chestnuts here. And I've obviously built this nice thing from the water, which I could change eventually and blast through and go underneath and get like a mechanical fluid dump or something like that in there from maybe here or something like that, and to connect these two and get some more water, you know, get some extra. There's a lot I can do, but it's going to take time. I'm going to extend this out, and they're going to make sure they're going to build that. Not of course, because I want a large. I'm going to convert these to a large, which means 4 of these are going to equal one of these large ones, like this. And I got one at this side, so I'll move all the wall to that side, and then that'll be it. And I may get 2 here. I don't know. I know we've got the shower, which is pretty decent. I also want to make sure I can get some water in here, because if this gets low, which it's okay at the moment, but it will need more, hence the reason why I'm going to pump more. And I have obviously 17 unemployed, which don't work out. We have got an incapacitated, that might be, it's not contamination, it's just one that's relatively been ill, but we've got this here, so we should be fine. If you've not seen this in the last play, we got a dance hall. I got a dance hall here, and I think I got the dance hall. Yeah, I got the one here using a zipline idea. I thought that was pretty funny. So we're up to 27. So now our beavers now have 100% working speed. I can get 40 if we get 32, so I might look into that. So my well-being is 30 plus, and my heart is better. So yeah, we're doing pretty well with that. That means they'll last longer, which means obviously they won't, you know, die off. It means we won't get any children. So that's a good little thing to have. I may take this down and move them over here, or I may just leave them. I haven't decided yet. But we're still going to have to get another one, so it might be building one here. Bearing in mind this, I only have stairs. I don't have any ladders because this is experimental, so all the mods are turned off. But that's something else that we've got to consider. I'm going to put this up. Has that been built? Hopefully it has. No, it's not. They're starting to obviously increase this one, and the water's coming back. I don't want to empty. I mean, we could put obtain. That would be better. And keep that one. Here we go. So that's that one. I'm not doing so bad with wheat. I think I might have missed one here, actually. Plant crops. Wheat. There we go. Is that wheat? What is actually in there? Oh, no, they're not picking one up. That's probably why. Because they're not picking this up. It may be to do with it's full. Yeah, I've got a full wheat stack. We were in the process of changing some of this to new. This is the end result. This so basically, because of the, I would say here, this is wheat flour. There's 1200 in that. I'm not producing enough. And this is the problem. This is not enough to be able to be producing the wheat flour, converting to wheat flour. Which is a bit of an issue. I'll tell you something, I would really like to know. I thought this was quite fast. As we can see, look at the BHP there. I'm considering putting out some. I can't use this because this has got 2, 2, 2. I'd have to have a separate one. But where do we feeding the separate one? Or at least have a. This is our where it's going to be processed. But this would be where it's going to be because it needs the power. Even though I've got these here, which I'd technically get rid of because I don't need. I could move these 2 into there, and that would obviously make it like we're using 600, but we're only providing 400. So I'm only getting 63% of what I can get. So I think that's a definite thing, just to put a couple in here and have another industrial just for the wheat, and then send it over to here by zip lines instead of them walking, for obvious reasons. So there's that to consider. 2 of them are in now. Let's get that in. I mean, I don't have any. I don't have an extractor or anything like that. A dirt excavator, I should say, because I was just thinking that it may be warrant us redesigning this as like, because we can only have two lines, which is unfortunate. As you can see, 2 zip lines connected. We can't have any more, which I think is wrong. I think you should have at least 4 to 8, like a diagonal, and it would make it a lot more usable. But maybe it's over the top. Maybe they tested with that and then realised that's a bit too much and makes it a little bit easy. But there's a way around that. As we can see here, we've got this 4. You could have 1 here and then 1 there, and then they would come down where they would go, zip out of there, go into there, and then carry on. It's a brilliant thing to have a zip. It makes it, I think in some respects, it's absolutely a lot more use than anything else. Now, I do like this area here as potentially to have a little reservoir. I think it's set up quite nicely to have a little reservoir. It's quite tall. I think it'll be on. Yes, it's 12. So it's 12. 13 high. So I think we may look into that eventually. Technically, the center of the map we're saying is here, but I can't. It's a bit silly to put one in there. Now we got down 10. We should actually have a decent amount of water. Water should be quite full now. Yeah, see. So let's pause this for now, because I don't want to produce any more water up to the point until I get this done. I'll put one in there and make sure that this is water. We don't need to prioritize for that because they're right next to each other. We'll be able to get. Remember, this is 4 times these, so we could take all this out and put it in, dump it in there. It would have been nice to, when I did this, to give that small space, but I think 600 should be enough water. I mean, it's absolutely chock-a-block to get that going. So, while that's on its merry way, how are we doing with this? We are not doing too bad. It can reach that, and it can reach all of this because of the bridge that I've constructed. That'll be obviously about there. Now I'm going to get rid of this section because I don't want it. Like I said, I'm doing a connection in between these. I'm going to do the wheel, so it'll have to walk around to get the wheel, but that's fine. That. And that should be enough to power this and the other one over there. We are going to do the same here. Now I've got this in. Like I said, I'm going to have another industrial area here. I might as well use this for something. I'm currently obviously storing one metal and blah, blah, blah. But let's not worry about that. See how many I can actually get in here. I think that'll be enough, although they can't get to it. But we'll do our platforms, and we'll have to link them three up. Once they've done these, then this should be free for all. Let's get that done. I'm going to use a lot of logs, but we're currently not doing too bad on logs. Obviously, I've taken quite a considerable amount here and just got the bare minimum. Plant trees. I need that to be done. But I did obviously change. This is now only a small amount of resin, and we've got quite a lot of resin, so I'm not too worried about that. That's now being built. I probably haven't got the capacity to put gears back in, so let's just get a little storage here because we're going to be using it again, and I'll get rid of it when I need to. That's gears, and the reason why I say that is this is all gears, I think. There's planks a problem. Planks is a problem as well. We've got full planks, so that's another issue. What I'll do, if I can, I just want to try and get some of this going, and obviously we're going to rip this down. This will be ripped down eventually. I'll do that. That's a 3. That's a 3. Then we'll have some. I can duplicate this because we can do that in here. But the thing is I don't want logs. I don't want that either. Planks, and I'll have planks there. I know I could have copied this one, but it's only it's only a temporary fix until I sort all this stuff out. I'm going to empty this. I'm going to empty this, and I'm going to empty this. They'll fill this up completely with all this. I don't mind this one, but I'm going to get rid of it anyway and dump it in there because it's not really much use. I don't think once I've got the 3 done. We're getting there. That one's gone. That one's gone. Not too sure if I need all that. But we'll work on that. Don't think I need this one. And then I'll just pause that as an empty one so far. Just if I need it, then I need it. If I don't need it, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to bother doing anything with it. But it's there just as a backup. I'm going to get these built because I'm going to make sure that these are important to be getting built. There we go. We're going to get hammered with logs. Logs are going to hammer us here, but it's obviously going to get rid of these. I still have not got any form of bad water or explosives or anything else kind at this precise moment. which is very unusual for a playthrough, I admit. That needs flour. That's got enough flour. That needs flour. Cottages flour. Which we got this. We got the maple pastries here. These are actually an end result and not a you know, it's already done. In other words, it's made its, how can I say, it's basically made its end result. So we want to put the end result where all the end results are, I think, and not have it there. So that can go in. I'll put this on here. That's there, and I'll put this on the empty, so it gets it out of the way. They can't do any more, you see. That's why they're not doing any, because there's not enough. There's not enough room. There's not enough room to do any more, and that's why I want to do some maple pastries, because they are quite important and they do incredibly well on the food table. You get 3 for that. Carrots at the bottom, obviously, as it's going up, the better it is, the more you get to keep their well-being higher. So the maple pastries is the highest you can get on the food stack, which is obviously what we really care about. I'm also going to think about how I'm going to power this. So I'm planning on powering it from here. I can't blow things up at the moment because I don't have any explosives, so I have to run with how I have to run. So how am I going to... What I'm trying to think of a decent way is... The problem with these is, as you can see, they're smaller, but they have... Instead of having the thing at the front, their front is on the side, basically, and not the front. So... It is a bit more of a... problematic. We've done that. Now that's, like I said, I've got to get this up to here. I've got to get it in there and there, let's say, and there. I'll take this off for now because that's where it's going to be. I just need to work out how I want the connection to be based on where it's going to walk, where they're going to walk. So when that's in, then I'll come back and sort that. We've got this that's not been done yet, which again is going to need some thin. We're going to need some that. We're going to need some that. So that's now in. So I will get all these connected, which then will power our new system here. Obviously, I've got to connect that in, but that's not much of a problem. So it's going to have to be, well, there's a couple of options. I mean, do I want to power it from the center? Quite like that idea because it looks quite nice. And then we can bury the power if we want, although I'm going to have to get up it. I'm still going to have to build a potential path over this. So if I do that, that'll allow me to build over that, and then they can walk. They can carry on walking because they're going to go over here and other things, so that's another. As I said, I think this industrial, I think I need to start thinking about a bit more industrial situation. Now I could power the bad water from this, although saying that though, I've got these here, but we only get bad water, we don't get a lot of bad water in this. Gears, planks, they are done. So we'll get that picked up. I'm running out of water somewhere. I'm probably running out of water because I'm not doing the storage for it. But I will in a minute. That's there. What I could do is copy settings. Done. I've got to keep reminding myself to actually use the. I'll not fill them up as of yet. And we'll just fill our normal stuff. We've got to be careful of this because obviously we don't want this to run dry. Although it is trees, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Now obviously it is possible to link this lot as well. So if I'm producing 845 and I only need 800. It's such a debacle this has been. Metal, we have quite a bit of scrap metal, not a massive amount, but that's getting converted constantly. So that's a thing from here. Just let it run. I'm not overly concerned. I still got 6 beavers. 6 beavers are doing absolutely nothing. So again, that's another concern I would like. Our nice little farm of Spaddock and Cocktail is doing really well, which is obviously giving us this full of food. Sunflower, not so, but sunflower is, well, sunflower. There's no reason why that I couldn't get another farm. For an example, change the carrots. Take this to. Well, even the potatoes aren't doing too bad. I mean, these 300, only 300 potatoes. Convert this to a potato farm and come up here and do this as carrots and sunflower. Right, so that's been in. That's obviously got to be connected in. And I'll do this as a thought. I want this part to be in and decide where I'm gonna put this. Am I gonna go this way, which I think is a relatively nicer way than doing it any other way. I'll probably get rid of that then. I'll get rid of that. I know it's just a log. What the hell? I will use a zip line. Now I will do once I know where else I'm going, I will do a zip line to somewhere else on this. Drought is coming. This has not been done either. What the hell? I don't understand what happened with that beaver. Oh yeah, they've got to do the stuff underneath first. Planks I've got 300. I just don't have any more. I don't have any more space to put any more planks. That's not because I don't want to build any more planks. It's just I don't actually have any more. A drought is coming. I'm going to push this up. This is full. It can't put any more, so I might as well put that in. Potatoes are in there because of the potato. This could be moved anywhere as long as I have some zip lines to it. And I have raw materials. I just got a section for raw materials. You know, you could say have it up here or something like that and then have a zip line to it. It'd be, like I said, it'd be nice to have this as a 4-way zip line system and not just a 2. Because you go in here, go down there, or you can come down this way. And obviously I do have this to be connected to here. And they're sleeping. We'll go from the work, come in here, go to there, or wherever they're going. So that's potentially quite nice. We've got one of them in. I can do this one, but I can't. If I did that, they would do this one first before doing that one, which is typical. I'll just relatively get this idea in. I'm sort of going to do this thing, this, there. It's sort of about the way of the the beavers here, and it doesn't really pose any sort of problem. I'm going to get rid of that as well, and then we'll have this, and then we'll have that connected. I know it doesn't. It's not relatively pretty, but it doesn't have to be the gorgeousest. Not a word, I know. Or should we use the word sexiest? But I don't think a logging system like that can be sexy anyway. I would normally want to bury this and then go over to bury it with tunnels, but obviously I haven't got that built yet. They'll be able to do this one because they'll be able to do this from here. They'll be able to get up and do that one. If you're not sure, we can always select them by doing that and then see what they're saying. No, but everything like that is done. And then we'll get this connected up. That should be enough power to run the two. As I said, one needs 200 and one needs 400. This is the largest amount of chestnut that I've ever had. So that's a pretty decent thing. Now, if this is not getting built, there's not absolute logs in here. Again, it may be time to have a larger storage. I've got 11,000. I've got to keep an eye because I can actually do one of these as well. I don't think they can. I don't think they can store. They can only store certain things. With all these logs I could have in it, and other things. I'll now I've got this running. That's going to give me, there we go, absolutely 1,000. So I'm going to have this. I could get. Obviously, I can only do a geo on the geo, but that's about what it is. I'm trying to. We know it's not the bakery, the gristmill. There we go. I'm trying to think, like I said, the best flip. No, rotate. I'll keep doing that. There. Flip that up the top. That's going to be no good, so we need to flip that down. The reason why is how they're going to... well, really? That might not be the worst idea in the world. No, you can't just... Once you've got it done, that's it, you've got it done. No. Thank you. Yes, that might not actually be the worst idea. They only take 60, so they're not the power hungry things that they could be. Flip again. So I've got this. What I'm going to build, I'm going to pause this though. Pause this. Is I'm going to do twin power. I'll have to pause that as well. Is I'm going to set this. I can already fit this one in. So because I'm going to fit this into this lane will run, and this lane will run. And if I put them up to each other, as you can see these little nodules, These knobs will still work from the back. And they'll do that. And they'll be able to make this fit. Because they can do diagonally. Anything that's a diagonal will be able to get down here. So again, not a problem. I don't understand why I've got that on pause. Get that in before we do this. Then I'll have the power running, and then that'll be going. That's another good thing. So it's all these little tiny little tweaks I'm doing. I've got, there you go, I've got 3,800, but a lot of this because I paused. There we go. Planks are now having it here. This is obviously logs. I've gone down by about 600 in logs, but I have built a lot of infrastructure. So that's another thing. Pastries should be gone from here. So that's a pastry situation. That's gone. Cocktail flour. It may be paid to go to the cocktail flour on this. It's not been built yet because I've only got it on whenever. I'm trying to increase. What I'm trying to do is increase the storage. I'd like to increase the storage of the spaddock and the chestnuts as well, the grilled chestnuts. We got 2,000. Wait a minute, I've got 2,000. That's grilled chestnuts. Oh no, that's fine. Grilled chestnuts, bread. When the only thing is it would be nice to go upwards. But without having the ladder system, I can't do my own thing that I normally do. It may be nice if I do, let's say we go to landscaping and we do the dirt, but we need 100 in treated, which I've got, 50 metal, which I've got, gears, which I've got. That will be done. It doesn't cost me anything for dirt, so that's fine. And obviously then we're going to go for tunnels, we need this, we need, so there's quite a lot of things that I'm going to need. It would be beneficial, potentially, to have another... I'm thinking of... Because this is going to be another industrial area, so I don't want to overburden it with having more. So again, let's have a situation where we have more of these coming in, and then they'll get built, and then I'm going to move maybe some of this over. Come on guys, I'd like to get this built. I know I'm giving them a lot to do, but in fact, thinking about that, I've got some builder huts here. Why not do increase the builders? Because that's always a really, really decent thing to do. And then obviously I've got my builders to do other things because I've only got I should have this full wherever we are. Where's our district centre gone? That's full. So I've got 4 in there, plus these have got 4 as well. Obviously I've got enough inventors. So I've got enough to fill these, and these will go there. And I've got 12,000. I always let that run, so yeah, get on with it. And by the time I sort of get close to the end of the thing, I've got like 70,000. Now I can obviously do one of the is that the where's this large observatory? There you go, the large one. That's this one, and it's absolutely massive. The good thing about that is it doesn't need these, and it would decrease the amount of it, and actually just did like that, if you get what I mean. So that's something in the future we could look at. Got these running. Really good. I don't want to pump any more. The reason why is because this is going to be a drought, and that will have a detrimental effect on the water that we've got in here. I still got 3,000 watts, so I shouldn't need to worry too much with that. So we are getting things going. This is almost done. All this is almost connected. Obviously now I've got a drought, which I've got 6 days drought. We'll be doing so what? That's going to be done. That's at, oh, now that's a bit of an issue. I can't get over there, can I? It's a drought anyway, so it's not going to pump. Get that in. It's not going to pump water anyway because it's in a drought situation. So eventually it would stop. So I might as well try and get this in with logs and then fill that back in for the following, you know, when it comes back again. Yeah, I've still got 400 in there. It's all about these little teeny little things. There we go. So I've basically got all this down now. I've still got so many employed, even though I've just put another 4 of them in. It's a bit annoying. We don't have to worry about maple syrup. I've got 1,200 of that. That means we can. Our industry here is going to be absolutely buzzing. This is built. I'll do it for the cocktail crackers. I could do a copy and put that on there, and then do empty cocktail flour, because obviously that's flour, and that's where we need it for here anyway, for the crackers. So we might as well empty these out and then get these out of the way. I'm probably going to build some on there eventually anyway. I'd like to fill in just dirt and then get a whole host of that down there. Right then, is that being done? It certainly has. Power is going to come back. Like so. And that's great. That power's all in. Back power's all in. So next time we get this back, which will be 5 days. No, it will not work yet because I have not got this in. I'll have to do this. I'll then have to do that. I'll have to change that one, which I should have done there. I would do that. So it's not pretty, but it's practical. Sometimes things don't have to be pretty; they have to be practical. And that, like I said, I would have rather blasted under there and got it underneath, but I haven't got any explosives, any bad water, or anything. And we're in sort of video 40, which is very unusual. Very unusual. Right, that could be up and running now. I'll duplicate that, and then I'll duplicate that. So this would be a constant line. This, and this. We're going to need quite a lot to build a... why don't I just copy... And then I'll copy that. And I'll empty that. And I'll empty this. And I'll empty this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more storage here. Just getting a few more just to get that going. I I'm trying to get rid of all this so I can get more of any of these going. We want... We'll have 4 wheat. I think we'll have 4 wheat and 4... Copy. Wheat. As you can see. And we're not connected to any district, no, because I'm doing that. That can be emptied. Please empty that. Thank you. Because I've got 8 unemployed, so I might as well use this lot. I'm now going to get, I'm going to duplicate that. 1 and 2, but I'm going to pause and I'm going to change that to cocktail. I'm going to copy this, duplicate that, and copy that to that. Oh, that's just, it's so nice to do that compared to. Now here's the I wouldn't say an issue, but a bit of a potential. I could get some more, but I'm just doing that at the moment. Now we have got the flour here, but we've got our industry for that here. There's a couple of choices. Because this is bread, because this doesn't need any power, it may serve. This makes sense to be here because it's where the maples are. Although saying that though, that can be questionable as well. The pastries could stay because we need that. But what do they need? Well, they need wheat flour and syrup. So they need the wheat flour here to be able to run. So we couldn't really we don't really want to get rid of that one because we could use it for that one. But it may pay to think about moving this. We've only got, I'm just trying to see how many, I've got quite a lot more paper than actually bread really. So we may move this industry or this section there here, potentially. I'm not too sure how many we can get down there. If we looked at, I paused it, my apologies. Sometimes I do that and don't even realise I'm doing it while I'm talking. Here. So this is a problem because obviously we can only get, I can't get a full, I'd like to get a full lot of these down here and maybe get some storage of our materials to do that. But this is, again, this is where the dirt excavator thing's going to come in. Because obviously that'll give me terrain. So I need, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could dump it in here somewhere, but I don't particularly want to. I'm trying to think of a place that I'd... No, actually. If I am going to make a reservoir, not that I'm absolutely sure about how the hell I'm going to get that water up to there, it would make perfect sense to extend this power system, which ain't going to be a lot, to... I don't even think that's going to power either. That, for some unknown reason, is stopped. I need a way to disconnect this here from this. And it might actually be worth, although saying that though, there's not a lot of bad water you can get out of that. Just basically getting it, because I've got these aquifers. And the participation is going to be things. So there's still a lot to think about in this. A huge amount to think about in this playthrough. I don't really want that. We've got 3 days of water. I think that'll be fine. Log situation is getting a little more dire than I would like. I'll copy that, and I'll copy that and that. So we got a lot more for treaty planks. Obviously the issue is this here. It's not growing that fast. Now, if I was really thinking, I could put some of this down and you know, and then replant again and not have to worry with having such a lot of maple syrup. It's not too much of a problem, but bear in mind they do take a long time to do. It's finding places for the industry and put them there close to where you want to do things, and then you're not moving around too much. Obviously this here, this is going to do it, this is going to do it. It's not going to, well, we've got no power at the moment, so I can't really tell, but they only need, I still wish they would show you the power that it needs. It doesn't show you the power that it needs because there's no power coming through, which I don't like, because I'm going, I think we had it from 60, so. I got an injured beaver. Oh, no, that's fine. I've got 116, but we got 10. But them 10 would be old, and obviously as this well-being's increased, it will obviously vote better. We've not got any of that. We've not got the scarecrow. We've not got a wind chime, the beaver statue. The bulletin board's quite an easy one to do. What you need to do is work out where they walk. I always try to use them walking, like say here, or anywhere from, you know, like here, because this is where they're walking more. You get into a zip line. So if you put something around, let's say here, and they don't actually they don't use it because they're using the zip line, it'll be pointless anyway. Right, as this has been relinked again, so we've got the power, but obviously once this comes back on, this will start up. 2 days isn't too bad. Once it does start on, this will start to go, and we'll get this going down here. Not too sure much how much we'll receive. But I was thinking we could flood this a bit more. We could levy down there and let it rise to this level, if I so wished, and then it would actually rise to this level, so it would actually go off here and it would go off there. So there is a potential there. Obviously we got the scrap here, and then we got the dirty stinky mine. But I think we should close down this episode now. We're getting I always go over the hour, and I'm trying not to do that, and apologies. I get so into this game that you know, that's why there's a lot on the channel at the moment. Obviously we have got another playthrough from a different game that keeps getting compared to this game, but it's a lot more micromanagement. But anyway, let's just call it a day there. And obviously in the next one, this will start going, and this will start going, and I'm concentrating. I want to get enough treated planks and all the other stuff, although I do have enough, to be honest, for the dirt excavator. But I'm going to need a place to put it, and I still think the dirt excavator would be best here because I want this going down anyway. So to get a couple, as long as I can get enough power generated, which will work it out from here, I think it'll be beneficial. So let's leave it at that. And I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly do. And we will pick it up in the next episode. Take care. Bye for now.